Only 3 minutes late. That's it. All right, we'll be right with you. 1 second. All right. 1990s.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I remember this group. All right, I remember it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch the video.
Oh man,
I like it. All right. Was that in the has to be in 1990.
1991 or 92, brother.
92. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm even a DJ, and I'm trying to remember. I started in 96, so yeah, I would have been playing that. Wow. All right. Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We are with the Trap Recruiter. It's called Trap Chat Recruiter. The Queen, right? KG. It's KG. It's Thursday. KG, I'm going to let you take it off because, as you can see, I have no voice. So it's all yours.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Trap Chat with the Shark. We're joined today by one of my good friends and fellow, recruiters extraordinaire. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about his background. I'm feeling very, very welcomed this morning with these, awesome dog pictures in the background. We actually look just alike, like with the glasses and everything. And
I love it.
Yeah, we look just alike. We came into Brick City's finest.
Yes.
Naughty by nature. So I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Jermaine Williamson and let him introduce himself.
Thank you, Kirsten. Jermaine Williamson, President and CEO of JLW Consulting. We're a kind of a boutique staffing organization. We do a lot in the cleared space. Most of our opportunities are highly cleared and all technical. So everything from cybersecurity specialists to space systems engineers, all the way up to full scope poly level. And then also I do a bit of business advisory services where I help startups either start organizations or refine staffing processes and go in and trying to fine tune to make sure they can move candidates through the process a lot smoother and efficiently. Been at it for about a little over 25 years. Started off in recruiting, worked in staffing for a number of years, went into staffing management, went into operations, led an RPO for a number of years as a COO. Went into big corporate, where my last corporate job was Vice President of Talent Acquisition for a number of years. And then I started JLW Consulting in 2017, simply because I felt that I had achieved, as much as I could in the corporate world. And I've led startups, mid-size and large organizations. So I wanted to give a go at it and felt that I had the competency, the network, as well as the know-how to help companies, refine recruiting as well as find great talent. So that's where that kind of led me into the entrepreneurial space. And it's been going fantastic. We've grown leaps and bounds over the last couple of years, well over 300% growth in our first year and a half.
Nice.
Thank you. Testament to a lot of great friends, a lot of networks, a lot of opportunities been coming through from people that I know and help from my dear friend like Kirsten that helped us on a very important project when we first got started and really catapulted us into some major agreements that we have with some companies around the Beltway. So very excited, glad to be here. Want to share my knowledge and experience, some of the heartache that we've all experienced as recruiters during our time and some of the great successes. One of the things I really love about recruiting and why I've stayed in it so long is that it's a noble profession, right? We help people. We help them in a time where maybe they're going through something financial or they've gotten laid off or, just need a change or want to stay on a career path. So it's been up to us to help them, as a conduit to get into some really great opportunities, some good organizations, and grow their resumes. So, that's what it's really about for me, and I want to help others do the same. So glad to be here. Thanks for
Thank you. And I want to share something with the group. So Jermaine and I have been, so he's been in recruiting for 25 years. I've been in recruiting for 20 years, but like our paths have been you know, like I've been kind of like chasing after Jermaine for years, like unknowingly even. You know, like he went to Virginia State University down in Petersburg, Virginia. I went to University of Richmond, and a lot of our mutual contacts, and even professionally, because I'm going to say where he started out. If you wanted people to know that, you would have. But he started at a large staffing company, and, you know, had like recruited a lot of my classmates, and, you know, then, you know, moved through the country, moved around, you know, moved up to Northern Virginia, where we both now live. And it seemed like every time I got to an organization, Jermaine had either just placed someone there or had just left.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, do you? And then they will be talking, and you know how there's urban legends in recruiting. You know how we are. So Jermaine was an urban legend. He and another another gentleman who's dearly departed, one of my good friends. Gary, he's gone, but they're like my top two like recruiting urban legends in the Northern Virginia area.
A lot of years.
People will be talking about Jermaine. I'm like, who is this Jermaine? Like,
The urban legend. I love
The
it.
urban legend. That's what I'm going to call Jermaine. Urban legend.
That's your nickname, Jermaine. I'm going to call you the urban legend every time I see you.
That's the new moniker. I'll take it.
yes. And then they say, Jermaine's coming to happy hour. And I'm like, I mean, Jermaine. Jermaine ain't coming to happy hour.
That is awesome.
And then, you know, what another thing, like I said, I didn't know. So when I got laid off, one of the first people to reach out to me was Jermaine. And we had not worked together officially ever. But because of his reputation, because of the people that he was surrounded with, who were also a part of my close network, you know, that facilitated us to be able to come together. And, you know, we really established a friendship, like right off the bat. Like there was never a getting to know you phase.
Right.
It was all about like, oh yeah, oh, that's Jermaine. You know?
Well, you know, Kirsten, you know, and I can echo those sentiments. I think, you know, one of the things, like you said, our networks are very closely tied together. You know, you know the same people, right? You know, mostly. And everyone said the same thing. You know, you need to start something. You need someone that's, you know, thorough and efficient and competent. Reach out to Kirsten. Reach out to Kirsten. So it was always in my mind that we'll get a chance to work together. And I was always waiting for the right opportunity where I felt I needed a go-to person, right? You know, especially with that program that I'm talking about, and you know which company I'm mentioning. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on there, and I need someone that could really calm this stuff down for me. And you were the first person that I thought of, and I said, Kirsten, I need your help. You know, I didn't really give you a choice to make a decision. It was like,
that's it, you're on.
Type deal. And, you know, to your credit, you were like, hey, tell me what I need to do. Let's make it happen. Let's get going. And you jumped in both feet. And you had several other things going on, but you found time to carve out some space for helping us to solidify things and to catapult into a couple of things. I'm always going to be appreciative, and we'll work it together again. There'll be more opportunities, and you'll say you're busy, and I'll say you have to. And
Right.
So, no, I'm appreciative, and thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it.
No, it's real. You know, I promised Dave and Rich I was not gonna have anybody on this show that, you know, I didn't 100% vouch for. And you know, yesterday was Global TA Day. Shout out to all of the talent. We deserve it. I celebrated you guys all day. Shouted everybody out. Like we're coming back. So that's gonna be my first question, Jermaine. Like even during this, you know, I don't like to use the term. We should probably have some kind of drinking contest for like every time someone says post COVID and during the pandemic. I was like, I'm so over that. But you know, a lot of folks have, you know, figured out how to navigate through it. You're one of those people. Can you, you know, give just, you know, one word of advice to a recruiter who may be struggling, you know, just give them some advice on, you know, how they can, you know, manage through this?
Right. Yeah. You know, for me, it was really understanding what I was good at and staying away from things that I wasn't good at. You know, in regards to recruiting, you know, there's needs, right? You have to be confident in where you can help a company and or a startup or anyone when it comes to staffing. And for me, I know my bread and butter is in the clear space. I know how to recruit clear talent, not just from the standpoint of understanding the technology and bridging the gap, but also understanding what the pain points are. That segment is, typically passive, right? They're not always looking for an opportunity, so they need to feel like, hey, one, I can trust you, but also that your opportunity is real because they get a lot of calls.
Yeah.
So for me, it was making sure that I honed in on what I felt was, the sweet spot and a pain point. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, I know you hate that, but in the government space, especially when you're talking about the type of work that the highly cleared folks do, it's always going to be a need. There will always be a need for cybersecurity specialists. There will always be a need for space systems engineers that send assets into orbit, be it satellites and things of that nature. So I understood that and started channeling my energy that way, opposed to going to, maybe some of the lower level skills like help desk and some of the other, more readily available talent. I went to the hard to fill positions because I know they will always have a need, and then try to cater my deliverable around that. So, the advice I would give is to figure out what you're strong at and really be okay with saying, hey, for 6 months, I'm only going to focus in on that segment. I'm only going to go after opportunities in that space because I understand it's going to continue to grow. There will always be needs there, so I can weather the storm and make sure that I continue to bring in revenue for you.
All right, so I see my friend, my best co-host, Dave, has just pointed out. I think he has something to say about that, about honing in. You're pointing at someone, and
Richard. Oh, how do I do that?
Okay.
Jermaine, you said the best thing, and that's what makes sense. And that's the learning phase that I'm going through, is with the startup and Richard, because we complain to each other all the time. It's like everybody on this screen right now. Steve, I've been learning from. Aman, he's from India. He's helped me with graphics. Yeah. Tuvia, and then Bob's unemployed right now. He's been watching our show. All these guys have taught us different things. But Mr. Richard, sometimes we get all over the place. Like you just said, to tone in on one thing and try it out before you jump into something else. Like, give it a little bit of time. And Richard, do you agree?
I totally agree. That's
okay. So we're going to use that advice.
All right, good.
You got it, man.
Send
all right, that's all.
Send them an invoice. Rich, do you have any questions for Jermaine?
Oh, yes, I do. Mr. Urban Legend, you're 25 plus years. Give me some, just give me a story, something that you like, a big obstacle, something that, threw you to the left and you pulled it right back to the right. I'm sure you have many stories, but just
wow. Yeah, over 25 years, there's many, right? In the beginning, the obstacle was just simply servicing clients, right? We didn't have the internet, right? See, it makes you feel old when you say we didn't have the internet to recruit, right? There was no Google, no job boards, right? We did everything manually. When I say manually, I mean manually. We had to, what we call dub the resume. Kirsten, you know that term. Where we had to take the header of somebody's resume, put it on the back of the resume, photocopy it, and then hand deliver it to a hiring manager.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right. And then finding opportunities and finding talent was totally different. But in regards to obstacles, they're all unique. But I can think of one more recently with a client that had a big project, and they had about 45 days to onboard about 60 people. And they were new. They were startups, so they didn't have any processes or procedures. They weren't following any OFCCP. They were just winging it. And a lot of their hires came from referrals. And the HR manager reached out to me and said, hey, I need your help. We just won this big project up in Maryland. And, we really don't have, I'm the recruiter here, right? And I don't like recruiting. You guys heard that before from HR. I don't really like recruiting. And she's like, I need some help to kind of streamline these things. And so I said, yeah, let's talk about it. I can kind of give you some ideas. She said, no, I really need somebody to get going by like Friday. It was Tuesday. And we're a startup, so I didn't even have any support. This is what I was talking about when Kirsten came in. I had no support. It was just me. And I had no recruiting support. I had nothing. So, of course, I didn't say no, right? It was a big piece of business. So I went and met with her and developed a plan. And then I started frantically calling my friends and people I knew who could get it done to start lining up recruiting resources to help us, with this 60-person onboarding effort. Mm-hmm. But, one of the things that I always say to staffing professionals is that, you have to get accountability from your hiring manager, right?
Yeah.
Get them to agree to what they're going to own inside the process, as far as who's going to be interviewing, how many interviews will it take? Will it be a panel interview? Can you make a decision right after the final interview? How soon will it take to extend offers? When can we start the onboarding process? That was paramount with that situation with that many people, because if we were doing a traditional model where you had to get 3-4 people and then their schedules are all over the place, somebody's traveling, somebody's out on PTO, you would never be able to meet a staffing deadline. So with that, I had to go in with the understanding that, hey, I have leverage, right? I have leverage. They need the help. I have the experience, but I need them to also be in the game with me. And they agreed, and we started onboarding, and moving really, really fast. They were interviewing people over the phone and making offers, which rarely ever happens, right? They want to meet everybody, see if they got on the right shirt and tie and all that other stuff. But they really moved very quickly. So, it was an obstacle in the beginning, but I think with communication and accountability on both sides, it turned into a very good thing. And we ended up staying with that client for 2 years, and it was only a 3-month initial opportunity. And it was because we got accountability, and we really honed in on, okay, who's going to own what, and how can I make sure that I can hold you accountable to what you agreed to? And once you get that, you can kind of change any environment around, because it all begins with the accountability.
Yep.
And I think that's how you kind of streamline to do that effective communication and accountability.
Very nice.
Nice.
So what is it? We have few minutes left now.
Oh, take 5 more.
Countdown.
Quick, man. This goes quick when you're like,
No, keep going. Keep going.
you're dropping these gems. So what's something that you'd like us to know, like something that's coming up for you in the next month, next couple of weeks?
Yeah, something very big for me. I've decided to write a book. So I'm writing a book on hiring processes in regard to understanding how to have an effective and/or ineffective hiring process. The name of the book is called Talent War, and the subtitle is The Unintended Consequences of a Broken Hiring Process. And what it's going to do is going to outline, some of the things that hiring managers and organizations really don't pay attention to when they're trying to recruit talent. And the things I just mentioned earlier in regards to responsiveness, timeliness, making decisions, because I've had many situations where we can find the right candidates and they'll sit in somebody's inbox for 2 weeks.
Wow. Whoa. Was that planned?
Too much, right? So my next picture fell down with my sticky. But
so much energy in a room, Urban Legend. So much energy.
That makes for good theater. I'll hang that up later.
All right.
This is what live gets you, man.
That is. I'm laughing because I've never had that happen.
Sip of this.
The thing is, and I forgot my point because that startled me a bit. But
you're writing your book, Talent War.
Yeah, and the book is going to basically help them identify some of the areas that they can control in the hiring process, right? Looking at things like diversity, making sure that they connect their mission, vision, and values to the candidate when they're interviewing them, because people have different drivers these days, right? There's a lot of socioeconomic and a lot of emotional ties that candidates aren't just looking for a paycheck and benefits anymore. They're looking for what's going to really tie me into this company for the next 5, 10, 15 years. So the book is going to go into detail on some of my experiences. It's going to tell some of the stories. It's going to talk about things like effective job descriptions, right? When you get a rec from a client and it's like 3 lines and they expect you to go and find the talent. And it's like, how? You don't even know what you're looking for. How do you expect me to find someone and really communicate to them what you're looking for? So the book is scheduled to be released on October 21st is our effective release date. We have a pre-order coming up on September 10th, which I'll be launching. So very proud of this work. It's just gonna, kind of really look at one of the aspects of things I've been doing for clients, but more importantly, what I've done over my 25-year career in helping organizations get better at hiring. So very proud of this book, and looking forward to seeing it, in a lot of people's hands, but also, just giving, recruiters and hiring managers some good tools to be better at staffing overall.
Nice.
So even though it's scrolling here, can you let everyone know how to get in touch with you, and even, how to get on that pre-order for your book?
Absolutely. So you can email me at Jermaine at JLW Consulting LLC.com. You can either call me at 571-643-2255. I'll be posting the link to our Amazon pre-order page here in the next couple of days. So I'll make sure we get that out to the listeners and the viewers. But that's going to be coming up soon. I'm also going to have a landing page that I'll be circling around as well that will give an overview of what the book is going to be about, and then also start the pre-order and order process. So that will be over the next couple of days as I get the okay from the publishers and all that good stuff. But it's on the way. Very excited about the content, and I really is going to feel it's going to help a lot of people understand how to streamline and really roll out an effective hiring process.
Awesome. This was great. I really appreciate your time. I'm sorry that we made your painting fall down off the
all the way.
But I mean, listen, you kept going. You rolled through it. You said, I'll get to it later, and just kept it moving.
If Beyonce can fall or break a hill, I can still talk without a picture being hung.
See,
we're okay. We're professional.
You heard it from the urban legend, Brick City's finest.
That is awesome.
Mr. Jermaine Williamson of JLW Consulting. Please pick up his book, Talent War. Please connect with him on all social channels and reach out to him if you have any needs in the cleared space. He is the one to go to. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today. And to everyone out there, thank you for joining us. And we will be back next week with more Trap Chat with the Shark.
Ooh. All right.
The Shark.
It was my pleasure.
The KG. What else is there? Mimi.
You call me Mimi.
There's so many different names. You know what? When we're done here, I'm asking Jermaine. What they call you.
Live, so.
Yeah. Oh, we call it KG. I don't even know. I've never heard Mimi before, but.
He was trying to say meme, like recruiter problems, meme magician. He was calling me hashtag Mimi.
Hashtag. All right, everybody. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.
Stay safe, everybody.
Bye-bye.
And here we go.